Imagine this. Temperature, minus 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Your rifle freezes. You can't fire. Your water freezes. You can't drink. Your fingers freeze. You can't feel them. Your blood slows. Your heart struggles. If you fall asleep, you die. If you stop moving, you die. If you stay in one place, you die. Now imagine, you're 22 years old. You're alone. 100,000 enemy soldiers surround you. You're defending a bridge for 72 hours. And you can't leave, because behind you, 15,000 Marines are retreating. If you abandon the bridge, they all die. Corporal James Sullivan did this. November 1950. Chosin Reservoir, the coldest battle in history. And he survived. 1928. Duluth, Minnesota. James Sullivan was born in the Great Lakes region. Duluth, on the shore of Lake Superior. Winter temperatures dropped to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. James grew up in the cold. His father was a lumberjack. He worked outside even in winter. James started going outside with his father at age 6, cutting wood at minus 30 degrees, ice fishing at minus 35 degrees, hunting at minus 40 degrees. "The cold, James," his father would say. "The cold is an enemy. But if you respect it, it won't kill you. If you panic, you die." James learned how to move in the cold, how to breathe in the cold, how to survive in the cold. In 1946, at age 18, he joined the military. Marines. During boot camp, the instructors noticed something. Sullivan didn't shiver. While other soldiers complained about the cold, Sullivan was silent. During cold weather training, while others froze, Sullivan kept moving. "This kid is made of ice," one instructor said. "Iceman," they called him. The nickname stuck, but it was just a joke. In Korea, this nickname would save his life. November 1950, North Korea. The Korean War had started 5 months earlier. North Korea attacked the South. America intervened. By November, UN forces were advancing north. They were approaching the Chinese border. Then China entered the war. 300,000 Chinese soldiers attacked in the darkness of night. UN forces were shocked. 15,000 US Marines were surrounded at Chosin Reservoir. 100,000 Chinese troops encircled them. And winter had come. Temperature, minus 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind, 30 miles per hour. Wind chill, minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Sullivan and 11 comrades were sent to defend a bridge, Funchalen Pass, a small bridge over a frozen river. "Hold this bridge," the commander said. "Marines will cross during the retreat. If the bridge falls, 15,000 men are trapped." Sullivan nodded. His closest friend was beside him, Private Miguel Rodriguez, 19 years old, from Texas. Rodriguez had never seen snow before coming to Korea. Now everything was covered in snow. "I can't believe how cold it is," Rodriguez said. "I feel like I'm freezing to death." Sullivan smiled. "Keep moving, Miguel. As long as you move, you won't freeze. How are you not shivering?" "I'm from Minnesota. This is spring weather for us." Rodriguez laughed, but he was worried. In Texas, the coldest day never saw 0 degrees. Now it was minus 35 degrees. And the Chinese army was coming. First night, 10 men. Lost night, 10 p.m. Chinese soldiers attacked, thousands of soldiers. In darkness, trumpet sounds, shouting. Sullivan and his team fired. But there was a problem. The M1 Garand rifles had frozen. The bolt mechanism was covered in ice. They wouldn't fire. Soldiers pressed rifles against their chests, trying to thaw them with body heat. Some worked. Most didn't. Hand grenades had frozen. The pins wouldn't pull. Water canteens were blocks of ice. And the Chinese kept coming. Sullivan managed to get his rifle working. He fired. One Chinese soldier fell. Then another. Then another. But there were too many. The soldier beside him was shot. Then another. Rodriguez shouted, "There are too many! Sullivan, hold the bridge! Don't retreat!" 3 hours of fighting. At dawn, the Chinese pulled back. Sullivan looked around. Of 12 men, 2 remained. 10 men dead. Some from bullets, some from freezing. One soldier sat in his foxhole, dead, eyes open, frozen. He had fallen asleep and never woke up. Sullivan and Rodriguez were alive. But the night had just begun. Second night. Rodriguez during the day. Sullivan and Rodriguez held the bridge. Chinese snipers fired, but they didn't approach. They were waiting for night. Sullivan checked on his wounded comrades. Bandages had frozen. Blood had frozen. Even morphine had frozen. "How much longer can we last?" Rodriguez asked. "Long enough," Sullivan said, "until the Marines cross." "How many days?" "I don't know, but we won't give up." That night at 11 p.m., another attack. Again, thousands of Chinese soldiers. This time more organized, more dangerous. Sullivan and Rodriguez fought side by side. 2 hours. Finally, the Chinese pulled back again. Rodriguez collapsed to the ground. "I can't, James. I'm too tired, too cold. Sleep. I'll keep watch. If I sleep, I'll freeze." "You won't freeze. I'll wake you." Rodriguez smiled. "You're a real Iceman, James. Don't you ever get tired?" "I get tired. But I learned in Minnesota, you can't fight the cold. You have to accept it." Rodriguez laid his head down. 2 hours later, Sullivan checked on him. "Miguel, time to switch." No response. "Miguel?" Sullivan shook his friend. Rodriguez's body was stiff, frozen. He had fallen asleep and never woke up. Sullivan was alone. Third day. Lone Sullivan placed Rodriguez's body beside the bridge. He closed his friend's eyes. "I'm sorry, Miguel. I couldn't save you." Now he was completely alone. One man. One bridge. Minus 35 degrees. And the Chinese army. Throughout the day, Sullivan moved. He knew if he stopped, he would freeze. He paced back and forth on the bridge, swung his arms, moved his legs, flexed his fingers. He couldn't feel his fingertips anymore. His feet were numb too. But he kept moving. He couldn't drink his water. It was frozen. He ate snow. But too much snow would lower body temperature. He couldn't eat. Sea rations were hard as rocks, frozen. Just movement. 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 Don't stop. If you stop, you die. The third night was the worst. The Chinese knew only one man remained. Massive assault. Sullivan counted every bullet. Fired. Reload. Fired. His hands were bleeding. Skin had stuck to the rifle. When he pulled, the skin tore. But he didn't let go. The Chinese kept coming. Sullivan used his last round. Bayonet. A Chinese soldier climbed onto the bridge. Sullivan charged. The bayonet pierced the chest. The soldier fell. Another came. Sullivan punched with his frozen hands. Bones cracked. He didn't know whose. The soldier fell. Then silence. The Chinese retreated. Sullivan collapsed on the bridge, his hands covered in blood. His feet had no feeling. But the bridge still stood, and Sullivan was still breathing. Rescue fourth day morning. Sullivan was semi-conscious. A Marine column appeared. 15,000 soldiers retreating, crossing the bridge. A commander saw Sullivan. "How long have you been here?" Sullivan couldn't answer. Medics came. They looked at Sullivan's hands. Black. Frostbite. They looked at his feet. Black. Frostbite. "Get him to a hospital," Sullivan whispered. "Did I hold the bridge?" "Yes, son. You held it. 15,000 men crossed. You saved them." Sullivan smiled. Then he passed out. Aftermath. Sullivan survived, but the price was heavy. Both feet. 7 toes amputated. Both hands. 10 fingers amputated. Due to frostbite. He received the Medal of Honor. Citation: Extraordinary courage. 72 hours alone. Saved 15,000 soldiers. But Sullivan never talked about it. "I just did my job," he would say. The real enemy was the cold. The Chinese were just there. He died in 2003, age 75, in Duluth, Minnesota. At his funeral, 3 Chosin veterans attended. He was the Iceman, they said. The cold couldn't kill him, but time did. Most people never heard of James Sullivan, but 15,000 Marines know. They owe him their lives. Chosin Reservoir, the coldest battle in history, and the last man standing, at minus 35 degrees, for 72 hours, alone. The Iceman, never to be forgotten. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Leave a comment with your thoughts.